So someone suggested 5 easy tricks for trampoline beginners, and this is an awesome idea. Thank you so much for suggesting that. So I think the biggest thing I see people is that they lack like a lot of control and air awareness, and that's what's kind of like the bottleneck, what's holding them back into stepping up to that next level. And I think like a really good way to like get better with control on the trampoline is something called bed tricks. Bed tricks are just basically when your feet aren't touching the trampoline, so like stomach drops, back drops. So I think a really good way to start off this trick twist is back drops. So back drops, I see a lot of people doing them wrong, and the biggest thing is they're trying to keep their neck off the trampoline, their head. You just want to stay flat, like your head and back hits at the same time. Because when you start jumping higher and getting better, if you try to keep your neck off the tram, you're gonna slam it and get whiplash. It's to be really bad. So yeah. So to start out, you want to just start by laying on your back in your position, and with your head flat against the trampoline, not up like this, because you'll get whiplash, and just kind of pushing your legs up, straight up, and just getting a feel for the bouncing. If you get a little bit of air, that's awesome. And the biggest thing to remember is keep your core tight and your legs up. So once you're comfortable with it just bouncing and keeping everything level on the tramp, just start in a squat and just go to back drop. So you squat and then back drop. And just remember, don't try and keep your head off the ground because you get whiplash. That it may seem fine when you're staying low, but it gets really bad when you're later. So again, you want to squat, nice and easy. Once you're comfortable, you just kind of go up and up more. So just from a low squat to a little higher, you just back up and you're good. And just making sure you're practicing and making sure you're comfortable at your height level before you move up. So now, you just want to try just from standing. So all you do is fall back, and then back drop. You don't have to stand up again after like I'm doing. You can just back drop and then kind of fall, but yeah. And now you just want to keep going up, making sure to keep your head level with everything, and everything hits the tramp at the same time. And so now you do a little bouncing to it. So once you're comfortable bouncing into a backdrop, I want to talk about your feet position. Your feet are just like an arrow pointing to where you're going to go after your backdrop. So if my feet are straight up, guess where I'm going to go? Straight up. If my feet are forward a little, guess where I'm going to go? Go up and like this. If they're straight out like this, guess where I'm going to go? I'm going nowhere. I'm just going straight out, so it's bad. And if they're back, I'm going to do a pull over and kind of do a backflip to my back. Or if they're straight up, I'm just going to keep going on my back, so like this. If they're kind of angled at like a 45-degree angle, I'm going to go back to my feet. And if they're flat, I'm going to just shoot out and go nowhere. Feet position is really important to look at. And once you kind of understand how to backdrop in your feet position, try doing a bunch of consecutive backdrops. Remembering to use your core and pushing your feet out to get back to your feet. So it looks kind of like this. And just try and get as many as you can in a row. Just doing this is super helpful. And once you do that, try just bouncing on your back consecutively. It's way harder than it looks. And you want to remember is you stay tight when you're there. You push with your feet and your core, and you try and stay tight in the air, and making sure your feet point where you go. You want them straight up, so you go straight up. So it looks kind of like this. So yeah, once you practice just bouncing your back, try starting from just no jump, laying on your back, to going up to your feet. So it looks like this. So nice and easy. So if you do those two things, just consecutive backdrops and bouncing on your back, you have like a lot more control. Like if you do that, it helps a ton on it stuff. And you gotta master the backdrop after that. So trick 2, the cat's cradle. This one comes after your backdrop, and what it is, it's a backdrop 180 to backdrop again. This one, it teaches you like a lot about keeping your core tight, feet position, and yeah, just staying like straight in the air. So it looks like this. So the very first part about this is where your feet are pointing. Remember what I said from trick tip 1? Your feet are just like a pointer to where you're going to go. So you don't want them straight up because you're going to go straight up, go nowhere. In cat's cradle, you want them kind of 45, and you push forward to your feet, but you keep going. And all you do is when you're level, you just do a 180 to your back. You don't want to try and turn right off your push, because that'll end up you going like diagonal or sideways, and you want to try and keep straight forward. So you go, feet 45, push, turn, and back to your back. And just try doing just 2 of them at first. But once you get better and better, you can start trying to do like combos and multiples of them like this. It gets pretty wild and hard, but practicing them is really good. And you want to try and stay tight in the air. You don't want to be all loosey-goosey, or else you'll go everywhere. For trick number 3, this is one of my personal favorite. It's a cat twist. So cat twist, other known as a barrel roll, it's just a backdrop, 360 to backdrop. So it looks like this. So yeah, first thing, you guessed it about the cat twist, is your leg position. You don't want them forward, or else you're going to shoot forward up to your feet. You want them straight up. So you go up, twist, and then back to your back. Now, the biggest thing about this is people try spinning flat. So watch what happens when I try spinning flat. See how I kind of go up to my feet when I spin flat, or I just kind of go everywhere? The key is when you're on your back, you want to try and hump the air. Like get your hips up as high as you can. This helps, and then so you kind of spin at like a diagonal. This may seem weird, but when you're straight and spinning and then you come back in, you go to your backdrop, and it's how you kind of control it. So it looks like this. You want to push your hips up. You want to push them up like this. 2 ways to go in it. One's the proper way and the one's the way I prefer. The first one, or backdrop, you do a straight back drop, and you just do your cat twist and then back to your back. So like this. And the other way, which I prefer, is doing a 90 to your back like this. I don't know, I just really like it because I have a rectangular trampoline, and I find it's better spinning this way because I travel side to side a lot. And it also helps me get more momentum into it, so like this. But yeah, so the cat twist was my number 3 trick. You can do many more like variations, like try doing multiple in a row, or do what's called pretzel, where you go one way and then the other, like this. Or multiple of them. Or trying doing a double cat twist. On this one, I find it helps to kind of like stop when you're doing a 180 and hesitate, then continue your twist. It's like in a double backflip. It's your set to help you spin faster. I don't know how to explain it, but it helps a lot. So double cat twist looks like this. But yeah, that's a cat twist and some variations once you get better at them. The biggest thing is to remember to push your hips up as hard as you can. So my number 2 trick is, I think it's called a tabletop, but it's a belly drop, 180 to belly drop. This one's like, it's actually surprisingly hard. First I'll show you how to belly flop. At first you want to just practice the position on the ground, where you're like this. Your hands are out supporting you. Your chin and face is up off the tramp. And you have your legs here or here, it doesn't really matter. I just have them here because that's how you do it when you Cody. But all you do is you just want to go like this. And you start by just kind of going from your knees. And you just go belly drop. And you go, same thing with the back drop. You go squat, belly drop, squat, belly drop. And you just want to get higher and higher. So you go from standing, and then eventually get it to where you can jump into a belly flop. That's it, making sure to land everything at the same time or else you get some whiplash. But so the tabletop, all you do is it looks like this. So all you do is you belly flop, you kind of twist on the tramp, and like a snake, use your obliques to twist, and you want to tuck into a ball. It's just way easier. It's like a tuck on a front flip. You spin way faster tucked than you do straight. And all you do, takes a bit, you just twist and then go out again. But yeah, so that's my number 2 trick. So for number 1, it's not actually a trick, it's a combo. Combos are huge. Just learning to combo tricks helps you immensely, because like anyone could huck like a bunch of big tricks, but the real test is if you do like combos. The first combo is just backdrop to stomach drop. Just getting this down really helps. Combo is cat's cradle to stomach drop. So it looks like this. So the next combo that I'll suggest is a backdrop, knee drop, or next combo is a backdrop, doggy drop, butt drop, stomach drop. But yeah, you can make up a ton of combos, and that's it for the 5 tricks. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe if you enjoyed, and drop a comment for the next trick tutorial. So see you later, alligator.